Welcome to the Double Dribble podcast with Dubin and Dakhil. That's Jared Dubin, author of the great newsletter Last Night in Basketball. Make sure you're subscribing to it. You're going to get all amazing content. Just so you guys know, I cheat on this podcast because I'm a subscriber. So I kind of get Jared's inside thoughts before we go in there. So then I'm ready to kind of I don't tell him any of my inside thoughts, but I get his all because the newsletter. But make sure you guys subscribe and check it out. Support Jared. Obviously, awesome podcast co-host with me, and just generally a good dude. And we want to support good dudes doing good stuff. Speaking of good dudes, I'm Mo Dakhil, former NBA video coordinator with the Clippers, Spurs, Team Australia, contributor on NBA TV. I make videos for Offside. Make sure you're checking that stuff out. You have to download the app for two reasons. Okay, Jared, and I don't know if you've caught this one on. The first reason, that's where most of my videos go. Sometimes I post some of the videos on social media. Sometimes I just leave them as an Offside exclusive. So if you want all of my videos, all my content, all my breakdowns, go to Offside because that's where you're going to get those videos when I do a breakdown. The other thing, and it's not out yet, but it will be soon, on the desktop version of Offside, you're going to be able to kind of create your own live stats, like what you want to see, different graphs, different charts. We got a ton of great stuff that's going to be available to everybody. We're just kind of ironing the kinks out. There are some stuff that we need to kind of clean up there a bit, but once it's ready, it's going to be available for everybody. And I'm going to tell you now, it's awesome. Because and you could put in what I might like is going to be different than what Jared wants to know during the games. And we can both have different stuff and all sorts of things. I'm telling you now, make sure you check that out. It's enough talking about Offside, though. Make sure you like, review, subscribe. RealGM Network, all the fun stuff we're doing on the Double Dribble. I've talked too much already. Jared, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm very excited to get the Offside app when it's fully out to everybody because I want to customize my own stats too. That sounds fantastic. And just glad we got to watch some good basketball games this weekend. And I'm wearing the hat again because the Knicks just keep winning, so I got to keep wearing the hat.
Do you wear the hat every day now? Is it because it's the good luck charm, or is it just the podcast? Is this the everyday hat now?
Just on the podcast.
Just on the podcast. Okay. It is a great hat. It's very nice. Although, again, I never really like the upside downness of the city name. Same when it's the LA whatever and it's upside down. I don't really like. We get offended when we do the U upside down, but the New York's okay.
I don't get offended.
Okay, fair enough. And
if you're beating us, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want. If you don't want them to do the U down, go win the game.
Yeah, or if you're Jokic, don't get your ass kicked by Jaden McDaniels and then be upset when he scores at the end. That was a callback from a few weeks ago. We had some great basketball, as you said. Let's just talk about it right now. Friday night, the Spurs, it was pretty interesting in game 3, right? They go on a 15-0 run. And then after that, it really just felt like it was all Thunder. From that point on, there were things in between here and there, and I'm gonna just announce it here, and it's gonna be tough because when we talk about game 4, he played quite terribly. But I had been banging the drum after game 1, saying I don't think Jared McCain can play in the series.
That wasn't just you; it was both of us.
I wasn't gonna speak for you, but I didn't want to just kind of put you out there like that.
And not just Jared McCain; we both said Isaiah Hartenstein too.
Yeah,
and he was great in games 2 and 3.
Yeah, so both of those guys could play in these series, although not so much in game 4. But the Thunder basically take back home court advantage, win game 3. I thought it was a really impressive performance from all the role players with everything that they had going for them. And then the Spurs responded in game 4 kind of in the way I thought they might, in kind of dominant fashion to a large degree with just how well controlled it was. I went into this game, I had a few notes that I had posted on socials just saying first and foremost, the Spurs got to play faster. Check. They played faster. Get Wemby more opportunities in the paint or more touches. I don't even think they did that great of a job, but they still got him a lot, especially lobs and pick and rolls and things like that. Check. Guard Chet, not be overcommitted on defending Chet and allowing the other guys to get going. And I didn't think they doubled him that much. It was pretty interesting. Check, they knocked that stuff and they kept their turnovers down. Like that's the recipe if you're the Spurs. What did you see from game 3 to game 4? What did you see?
I thought that the Spurs were still showing help on Shea, but it was much later and much more under control than they had been doing through the first few games of the series. It wasn't like they were just straight doubling him to get the ball out of his hands all the time and giving up open threes. I mean, during the competitive portion of game 4, the Thunder really didn't get up very many threes. They ended up taking like in the high 30. They took 33 for the game, which is only a few less than they took in games 2 and 3. But a bunch of those were in garbage time when they were already down by 20 points. I think they had at one point like 19 or 20 3-point attempts late in the third quarter, which is just not nearly enough when you're being defended the way they were defended for the first few games of the series. Not loading up to Shea quite as much or quite as heavily or as aggressively really helped take away those threes, and none of the guys made their threes either. Like Oklahoma City in this game shoots 6 of 33 from 3 for 23 from above the arc. I mean, that's never gonna work, obviously.
Yeah,
like
that's
San Antonio shot 39, 27, 75 and won the game by 21 points. Like that's just absurd.
That's the thing that's most fascinating about it. And you know what? I gotta admit, I was wrong. Spurs did not keep their turn. Oh no, they did 13. I just read it wrong. Sorry. Stats.
Or you were looking at the fouls?
Yeah. I got confused with just me being stupid. Yeah, I think they did a good job. But see, like part of it too, though, was that it wasn't that you were right in the sense that they showed help, but it was like it wasn't as aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're heading towards the area where it's like we're gonna live in a world where we let Shea get his and we're just gonna guard everybody else. Oh, we also forgot something majorly important. No AJ Mitchell in this game.
That's what I was going to bring up next, where you can go to this kind of defense because there's no J-Dub and no AJ Mitchell. Nobody else can create off the dribble.
Right. There's nobody you really trust to do that. And I think that's kind of the one thing that sucks about this series is obviously the injuries kind of taking a toll, especially on the Thunder right now with that. But yeah, with the lack of ball handlers, like you kind of live in that world where you're like, all right, let's see see if Jared McCain can do what he did in game 3, do it again in game 4. The answer is no. 1 of 10 tonight, right? Yeah. Like he was just a non-factor. I'm gonna hit this guy pretty hard here. Chet Holmgren just needs to be absolutely better than what he's doing. Like he's an afterthought right now in this series.
On both ends.
Yeah, on both.
They're not feeling him, and he was the second best rim protector in the league this year. Whether you go by like Wemby was the best because we know that he is, or whether you go by the rim protection numbers where Isaiah Stewart was the best, like he was the second best rim protector in the league, and they're not fearing him at all at the basket.
No, like they're almost daring to be like, we want to dunk on him. Like they're almost trying, like, Castle's like sharpening his tools after getting Hartenstein. He's like, who can I get next? Like that's sort of where we're at. But that's the thing for me. If I'm the Thunder, is just like, Chet, man, like you're better than this. Only 8 shots tonight. It's, 9 rebounds. All right, not bad. You get 1 block, you're +2. In the night when everybody, gets blown out. But like
he was +2.
He was, I mean, according to the NBA stat sheet,
Jesus,
+2, which is he only played 25 minutes. He did cut his finger pretty bad. So like maybe I didn't keep track if he was out after that.
Wow.
But like just simply put, though, there needs to be more. Like especially no J-Dub. No AJ Mitchell. I'm not asking him to be a full-on creator, but I'm asking him to be aggressive. Like you just don't feel anything from him, and it's kind of like there are just times I'm watching it going like, man, he's kind of an afterthought. Like, oh yeah, Chet's on the floor. Like it's not even a thing. The main times I notice him is when Wemby wants to exact some sort of revenge on Chet. Whether it's like Chet's about to shoot, so Wemby's making a point to really contest it hard. Like, that's the only time I'm really noticing him in this series for the most part. Like where is Chet Holmgren gone?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. And it's not just in this one game, even though like boggles my mind that they were somehow +2 with him on the court. But you look at the numbers, like they had a 94 offensive rating with Chet on the court, 58 with him off the court. They had an 87 defensive rating with him on the court, 124 with him off the court.
Jeez. So like all the
So
numbers are like, this is great. These are great numbers. We should have him on the floor more. But it's like you just don't feel the impact. Like this is one of those things where the eye test and the numbers don't really match up too much.
yeah, the numbers just in this game
Yeah.
on off look pretty good, but that can lie, as we've seen plenty of times. I want to get to the next guy though, because like everything you said about Chet, I 100% agree with. And it was not just in this game. It's been through the whole series so far. The guy that we have to lavish praise on is Stephon Castle,
Yes.
who had the loudest 13.3 rebound, 6 assist game I think that I've ever seen. Wemby had 33, 8, 5, 2, and 3, and Castle might have been the best player on the court anyway, because his defense was that fucking good.
He was all over the place defensively. And the most important thing, only one turnover. Also, only one turnover in game 3 after 20 in games 1 and 2 combined. Like, that's pretty damn impressive. You know, in terms of that, it's still, you know, the averages are still insane. But like, I think, you know, what you're seeing from him was he looked more controlled. He looked a little bit more on top of where he wanted to go. I mean, it was really something else to kind of just watch the effort from him. And not just him. The other guy I want to talk about, Devin Vassell's defense.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the way he's kind of performing defensively, not something I've seen it all year, but still, it's even like gone up another notch this playoffs, where it's like, you know, there's the sequence where Vassell contests SGA's shot. The Thunder get the offensive rebound. He comes up with the steal when Chet tries to kick it out to Jalen Williams. Gets it to Derek Harper. Derek Harper goes running in transition and finds Castle for a lob. It's a 3-on-1 lob. SGA's there, and he's got Wemby on his left and Castle on his right, and Harper coming straight at him. Like, he's screwed. And obviously he shaded towards Wemby because it's where you should shade to, and the lob goes to Castle. But like, I think, you know, the stuff I saw from Vassell, even more on the defensive end, I was kind of like, damn, man, like they're credit to Mitch Johnson. Like, he's got all these dudes defending and guarding hard.
It seemed like they had 8 guys out there on defense tonight. It was insane. They had, like, I mean, you can see it because the Thunder only scored 82 points, but it's not like this was a slow paced game. It was a 101 possession game. They had an 81 offensive rating. Like, that is insane for a playoff game against anybody. But I agree with you on Vassell. He's had some really nice plays at the rim during this series too, defensively. He's been really good. I feel like every time he shoots, the ball is going in the basket. I don't know if those numbers are correct, but it seems like it. Like, he only goes 3 for 7 tonight, 2 for 4 from 3. But I just feel like whenever he raises up, even though his shot progressively looks more Kenyon Martin-y, or not Kenyon Martin, Kevin Martin-y every game, because it looks like he's releasing it from the opposite side of his head.
Right.
But I still feel like it's going in every time. But yeah, I mean, their defense was outrageously good, led by those 2 guys, I think. And obviously, but led by those 2 guys on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, Wemby's Wemby. Like, we should take a moment. I knew this thing was really a problem for the Thunder. Look, the Thunder in the first quarter is still a 9-point game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, going into to halftime, it's a 9-point game before Wemby hits a half-court 3.
Right.
And to be honest,
I wanted to go there next just really quickly, because it was like a 15-point game. The Thunder get it down to 5, and then in the final minute of the half, they go on a 7-0 run, including that Wemby 3 to push it to 12.
And I feel like that Wemby 3 in particular, though, was deflating for the Thunder, because everything, they battled back. They cut even if we cut it to 5, they made it 9. It's still single digits. Like, it's still, there's a mental sort of like mind fuck when it's single digits versus double digits. And then Wemby hits, it's not just like, oh, he hit a 3, it's a tough break or whatever. It's like a 3 that shouldn't go in. It was a well-contested half-court 3, by the way.
Yeah. Somehow the play-by-play had that as a 43-foot shot, which doesn't make any sense because he shot it from the other side of the half-court line.
Yeah, so I mean that laziness with the play-by-play. Wait, get your shit together, play-by-play folks. But I think more importantly, though, the thing that was impressive was just like that one was like when I was like, okay, the Thunder are in trouble because like that's deflating, that's soul crushing going into halftime with that. You're just like, and that sort of kicking the balls really made it difficult for them. And then, look, they fought hard. It's not like the Thunder quit at all. It's just the Spurs kept coming.
I think that Dagnall kind of quit at the end. They cut the lead to 18 with 7 minutes left, and he just left Shea on the bench for the rest of the game. I feel like he was like, all right, I'm throwing in the towel.
So I kind of think that was important for everybody, for both teams, by the way. Having a game that you didn't have to because even game 3, like they won it comfortably, but they still had to play heavy minutes, right? Like this was a game where both sides got to kind of rest their guys. It was almost like we can steal a quarter of rest at least for our guys for the most part. And I think for that part with Dagnall, I think is interesting, where I think he made the right decision because like, what are we gonna do here? Like I'm gonna stress Shea even more. We know what they're gonna do, how they're defending us. Like our guys don't have it. Like
what he should have done? He should have put in Landry Shamet.
Oh well, not all of us could be so lucky, Jared, to have a Landry Shamet on his side. He tried. He tried his Jared McCain was his Landry Shamet.
He even tried McCain. He tried Wiggins. He tried Isaiah Joe. He tried everybody.
It was pretty tough for them with that. I know you're itching to talk about your New York Knicks here in a second, but just real quick, is there anything you saw from this game besides, okay, Thunder get healthy? Is there anything they kind of left on the table?
I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like they didn't shoot well from anywhere, and they ran into a game plan that was perfectly well suited to take away everything on a night where they didn't have their second and third best on-ball creators.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the issue there for them with how that kind of played out. And that's going to be hard if that's the case going into game 5. The Spurs game plan is pretty solid. Besides also Chet like waking up and being better.
Yeah, they got to push the play better button for Chet, and they got to push the let's create some threes button. You got to be able to create threes in some other way than just Shea drawing doubles.
And Alex Caruso, very much a no-show in this game after being absolutely amazing through the course of the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
Besides he had like one big block where I thought that might get him going. Really didn't have much tonight. It's going to be the series is far from over. Like, let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Thankfully. I want 3 more.
Yeah, you want 3 more now for different reasons.
No, I wanted 3 more the whole. I wanted 3 more the whole time. Come on.
You wanted 7. I know you wanted 7, but just because you also want your Knicks to get some rest. All right. I think that's it. Anything else about this game? Oh, one other note here. It's going to get really hard for the Thunder if Julian Champagnie ever makes a 3 again.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing for the Spurs. They really need to find a way to turn that key there.
Absolutely. I wrote about that between games 2 and 3. I was like, I think at the time he was like 3 for 11 from 3 through the first 2 games or something like that. And I was like, if this guy ever gets going, he's going to swing a game by himself. That still hasn't happened yet. A couple games later, we're going to see it at some point. The water's going to get turned on.
Yeah, we're going to have to see that. So the Nuns of San Antonio are rejoicing. We got a lot of shots of them in the crowd, among other things. So, I think that's it. I'm excited 2-2, kind of what we want from a series and see these teams go. Wemby's highlight package was amazing.
Yeah.
Just the dunks and the throw it off the glass.
I wanted to go there too. When the Spurs got a lob to him early in the game, I was like, and you highlighted the play on, I don't know if you put it on Twitter or Blue Sky or whichever one.
Both.
Where it was a double screen, and then Wemby came out and set a second screen lower on the court for Castle, and they get the lob there. I think he had 3 lobs in the first quarter, if I'm remembering correctly. And I was like, all right, this is just much better than what we've seen from the Spurs for the last couple of games.
Well, I think repositioning where you set the second screen kind of makes things like, if Castle's coming off that second screen at the elbow, it's really hard to just be like, all right, we're just going to go under and not worry about it. Cause you go under, he's at the rim and he puts Hartenstein on a poster again. So I think that was kind of the challenge there. It'll be interesting to see how this continues to work itself out. But again, I thought the Spurs just perfect game plan. They must have read my post, Jared, with Clearly. My notes, because it was all they hit on all those things. So you're welcome, San Antonio. Let's take a quick break. And then on the other side, we're going to talk about Jared's favorite team. Welcome back, folks. We're going to talk about the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks are 1 game away from the NBA Finals. Jared, how does that feel?
I don't know what to do with my hands, man. Like, it's crazy. It's been 27 years since the Knicks went to the finals. I'm not counting my chickens yet. 3-0 has never happened in basketball, but I'm a Yankee fan, so I've seen a team come back from 3-0 against my favorite team before, and I'm not interested in getting as confident now as I was then. But, man, I mean, the Knicks are just firing on absolutely every single cylinder right now, specifically offensively. There just seems like there's nothing you can do to stop them right now, and the Cavs have had basically no answers for them offensively through the first 3 games of the series.
I want to stay on the positive side first with the Knicks because I got a lot for the Cavs that are not so positive. So I want to be on the happy side of this part of the podcast. I am going to not worry about this team coming back from 3-0. My only thing is, like, can they just end it tomorrow? Or today. We're recording Sunday night, but this is going up Monday morning. Can they just end it? Like, first off, their offensive execution is on another level that we haven't seen from a Knicks team in a long time. And this was always, like, I think I put a post out there on one of the socials or both that just Tibbs could never run an action like they ran stuff where it was Jalen Brunson sets a cross screen for Towns, comes up to set the back screen, and then slips out of that and gets a handoff and then gets right in the. It was early in the game, but I was just like,
absolutely gorgeous. Actually, they ran it twice.
Yeah, they ran it the second time they ran it, and they got him a Brunson a wide open 3. I think he missed it, but but they got like a lot of stuff out of it, and it was just watching this kind of stuff where I'm just like, man, like, this is the stuff we always wanted. Like, this is the stuff we knew this team was capable of, and they haven't even had to go to ISO after game 1. Like, they haven't really had to spam it as much as they did, and I think that's the thing when you're watching this team, you're just like, damn, man, like, I'm going to go a little step further, and Jared, don't get mad at me, but, like, they have a legitimate chance to win the championship. Like, there's no, like, for the longest time, it was whoever comes out of the East is just going to be food for whoever comes out of the West. And, like, no, I think for either team, especially if J-Dub's injured for Oklahoma City, like, I think the Knicks can beat both these teams. I don't know if I'm going to pick them. I still am a while away from that. But, like, I think they have a legitimate chance to win the NBA Finals.
I don't know what to do with this world that we live in 2026, where people are saying that about the New York Knicks.
It's wild, but this is where we're at. Like, this is where we're at. I'm texting my brother-in-law who's a Knicks fan, and he's going nuts.
Everybody in my life is going on. I'm getting so many texts about the Knicks every single day. My grandma, my whole family, all my friends in my group chats and whatnot. Like, people I haven't talked to in years talking about the Knicks. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, look, you don't go on the kind of 10-game run that they're on right now, which is like the best 10-game run in the history of the playoffs by point differential, if you're not a legitimate threat to win. Like you said, I don't know or think that I would necessarily pick them over either team. Like, the West teams have been that good all year, but you look at, like, since the All-Star break, the Knicks have been every bit as good as those two teams in terms of offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating. And then obviously in the playoffs, they've been what they've been so far, and they're just kicking the Cavs' ass. Like, since the the third quarter, since the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter of game one, they have just kicked their ass.
It's been unbelievable. And I think just sort of like, and it's everybody. It's not one person. Like, it's also not like, besides like the heroics from Brunson in game one, like you're getting stuff from Cat, you're getting stuff from OG, you're getting stuff from Bridges, you're getting stuff from Shamit, who you were talking about off the bench. Like, you're getting so much from everybody.
Yeah.
That it's like,
it seems like there's still like stuff left on the table too. Like Mitchell Robinson is not playing that well in this series. He dominated the series against the Cavs a few years ago. He's like not even doing anything in this series. Deuce McBride not really doing anything in this series. Those have been their two best bench players throughout the year. And like, they're not getting that much from those guys right now.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. Like, watching the way this has kind of like worked itself out. It's like, you know, I have to do, when I do videos for Offside, I try to do breakdowns afterwards. And I'm like, nothing to really highlight about one particular Knick. They're all kind of evenly killing it. Josh Hart, another dude who I forgot to mention, killing it. Like, it's just like, it's impressive over this 10-game stretch. And to see where we were before this 10-game stretch and the panic we were at, and we're ready to ship Bridges out of town. Like, the whole, like, you know, it's let's go trade for Giannis. Everything has changed in this 10 games. But like, I want to credit Mike Brown too. Like, he's done a great job. I didn't think he had this in him with that. And I got it credit him. I was like, hey, they shouldn't have fired Tibbs. They should have given Tibbs another year. Mm-hmm. Nah, man, like Mike Brown's done it, like has shown it. Like, no, we're good. This was the right decision. Like, he's proven them correct. I think, you know, you got to credit Leon Rose for the job he's done to put this team together.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a very unusually put together team too, where Mitch and Deuce are really the only guys that contribute that were acquired by drafting them. Everybody else was a trade or a free agent signing. Like, everybody else in the rotation. Brunson, obviously a free agent signing that was panned by a lot of people at the time. Josh Hart comes over in a trade. Mikal Bridges in a trade. OG Anunoby in a trade. Karl-Anthony Towns in a trade. Jose Alvarado in a trade. Jordan Clarkson's a waiver wire free agent. Landry Shamet was a street free agent who had a non-guaranteed contract at the start of the season and was fighting with Malcolm Brogdon and Garrison Matthews for the last roster spot on the team. And if Malcolm Brogdon didn't retire, Shamet might not even be on the team right now.
Probably be on the Thunder. I think it's amazing kind of the way all of that has sort of worked itself out. Like, this is just an unbelievable run. I feel we're going to be talking about the Knicks for a long time. I think I want to talk about
one more thing, because you said that there's not one player to break down. I did break down one player at last night in basketball this morning. I broke down Mikal Bridges and how his just constant movement and motion everywhere on the court at all times is so key to what the Knicks are doing offensively. He never stops moving, and it is so key for them to be able to create space, not just for himself, but for everybody else.
He found his way into the way he needs to play for this team. Like, I think is the thing. Like, it took a long time, struggled under Tibbs. Part of it was coming from Brooklyn, where the ball was in his hands all the time and he was killing and that, but it was also a team that absolutely sucked. And I think that was part of the, you know, he got away with it on this one. And I think him finding himself is kind of impressive with the way this sort of played itself out. Like, man, like you can't credit him enough. But I do want to go to the other side, because I think we're going to talk about him quite a lot too. This Cleveland team quit in the second half of this game, in game 3.
I don't know if you know, but they've actually won the shot quality battle, and that's a big thing. Analytically, they've won 2 out of 3 games, according to Kenny Atkinson.
So, like, Daryl Morey got fired for the "we think we sold high" on Jared McCain. That wasn't the only reason, but that quote was hung around him. This is going to hang around Kenny Atkinson. What a dumb ass quote. That's something like we've heard coaches say that stuff before. And that might be true, by the way. Analytically, you got to make the shots though.
Yeah. In fairness, he is being like directly asked about it, so you got to say something in response to the questions. But you can also say, "Yeah, it is what it is. It doesn't matter if we win the shot quality battle. Like, who cares? We have to make the shots."
It's the reason why this is a make or miss league. That's all he has to say. That's great. I would take lower quality shots if we made more of them. Like that might be the answer I'd give. But like I think his coaching hasn't been very good. I think this is also kind of the James Harden everybody was expecting. I think Mitchell, who's a little bit banged up, but still not. It's kind of a little bit of a thing on him as well. Like the way he's kind of. I thought the bigs played well. I thought Mobley and Allen were the only ones fighting for the most part in this series, and I don't feel like that when I look at Mitchell or Harden. Like I'm actually like I'm not surprised with Harden. We've known this for a long time. But like I am surprised a little bit with Mitchell with kind of just how he's come out. And it's, I know we're going to hear the thing whenever they get eliminated, whether it's game 4 or it goes to 5 and they lose in 5. Like we're going to hear like how badly he's injured and this and that. And it's a miracle he played. But at the same time, like if you're that injured and don't play, you're hurting your team. And it's like, I just think altogether, they look completely out of answers.
Yeah. And those two guys had, I think, 9 assists and 11 turnovers combined in game 4. Yeah. 9 assists and 11 turnovers combined minus 30. Mitchell minus 22 for the game. Harden was only minus 8. That's surprising to me. I thought his defense in game 3 was even worse than it was when he was getting roasted in game 1.
His defense, I highlighted it on an offside video, which I posted everywhere, but like his defense was so bad. Out of position, not rotating to help. And so was Mitchell's, by the way. I'm not giving Mitchell a pass. I didn't think Mitchell.
They hunted Mitchell in game 4 down the stretch, in game 3 down the stretch, as much as they hunted Harden in game 1.
Yeah. He just wasn't like he wasn't putting in that fight. This team quit. And this team quit. I mean, really, it was over after game 1, to be honest with you. But they themselves quit at halftime of game 3 in my book. Like
there
watching
were
the way
3
they
plays
played.
in particular in the fourth quarter where you could like see them just stop moving. There were a couple of Brunson drives where one he just goes uncontested down the middle of the lane. Nobody comes over to help.
Harden's on the top weak side. I had that one. It was just
There's another one where OG goes backdoor off of the pass from Towns, and then Bridges cuts into the lane. Harden's just watching him.
It's even worse than that. It's even worse than that because the beginning of that play, I don't know if Bridges drove or got the ball, was passed to at the free throw line, and he's the one that kicks it out to Towns.
Yep.
Harden jumps on the like ball side of that, but is nowhere, just has his hand as if, on Bridges' back just to feel him. But he is not in between Bridges and the basket. And so when OG drives, it's an easy pass to Bridges. Like it's atrocious.
Yeah, and then the third one was Brunson drives from the right side of the court to the left side, gives like one fake, not even like half-hearted Smitty spin move, and just waltzes to the cup. And there's 3 guys just standing there looking at him. No one comes over within 5 feet of him to help.
Yeah, I mean, like listen, all the shots like are not falling. Back to Kenny Atkinson's point, but like that ain't their problem right now. They're not even getting stops. Like they're not even trying to get stops. Is really kind of what's sort of like horrifying to me watching this. And I look at it going like, dude, y'all, first off, you traded for Harden. You got 10 years older, whatever you think about Darius Garland with the injuries and things like that. But you got 10 years older. You now have a decision of whether you're going to re-sign this guy or not in the offseason. And honestly, like this is going to be such a monumental offseason for them, whether it begins on Monday or whether it begins later. This is just a massive like disaster. I don't know where they go.
I don't think that they're like one trade away from being a real threat. Like that doesn't seem like the place that they are right now to me.
I mean, if that trades Giannis, maybe. But like, I don't know how that also works with Mitchell Robinson. Like, I don't know how you put all that together. Like, I'm so kind
I'm
of
over
like,
this team. I'm over this team. I don't want to see them this deep in the playoffs anymore.
yeah, I'm done. Like, I think they're done. I think they're done with each other too. I think there will be massive changes with this team going into next season. Like, I think they're done as well. Like, it wouldn't shock me if Donovan Mitchell turns and demands a trade. Like, none of this stuff would be surprising to me. I'm just kind of appalled and pissed off we have to watch them tomorrow. And I'm gonna be Jared. If your team fucks it up and I gotta watch this team again on Wednesday, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad if I gotta watch another one of these Cavs games. I'm gonna be angry with you.
I will say it's 3-0, so I'm not taking notes. I don't take notes for your funeral, so that could be a factor in how the game turns out.
Maybe just take a few notes. Just make sure the series is over, please. Important for the Knicks too. Get some rest along that side and go with everything with what you have. All right, Jared, I want to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about the All-NBA awards because that was announced, which I somehow missed when it originally came out. So we're going to take a quick break. Be right back. And we're back, folks. And the All-NBA teams have been announced. First off, it ends a 21-year run for LeBron James. Not making that's an impressive ass mark. 21 straight years being on the All-NBA team. Pretty damn impressive for Mr. LeBron. Definitely didn't deserve to be on this one. How do you want me to do this? Do I read the first team and we just discuss that, or do you want me to read all three teams?
Let's go with the first team, and then we'll go through the others.
Okay. So, pretty obvious. Shea, Jokic, Wemby, Luka, Cade Cunningham on the first team. I don't have any quabbles there. I don't have any real notes or complaints. Do you?
No. If I knew at the time that I wrote my awards picks that both Cade and Luka would be eligible, then I would have had them both on first team. As it was, I thought Luka would be eligible and Cade wasn't. So I had Luka and Jaylen Brown, but I would have had Cade first team if I had known that he was going to be eligible.
I'm going to say this. Who's the nerd who had one vote for Wemby for second team?
I didn't even see that. I didn't look at the full voting.
I just saw it now, and I'm just like, what a nerd. Whoever it is, it's probably some OKC fan. Doesn't want to give it to Wemby in that regard. But
I'm going to say it's probably a Denver person who had Jokic as the first team center and thought that you need to put the centers on the second team.
All right, fine. I was going for more spice, and you went with reason and understanding. So fair enough. I still think it's insane. Wemby should have been unanimous with Jokic and SGA, who were both unanimous as well.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah, like I'm not saying that shouldn't have been the case.
I know.
Let the record reflect. He should have been unanimous.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to make that sound as if you were the person who put him on third team or fourth team or didn't have him on the teams at all. I know you, Jared. Didn't mean to make that sound that way. All right, second team. Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson. How are we doing?
Pretty legit. I think I had, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I had Maxey and Jamal Murray on second team. And I had Brunson on third, if I'm remembering correctly, because I had an extra spot because I thought that Cade wasn't going to be eligible.
So, for full transparency, I forgot what I picked on the podcast a few weeks ago. So I can't really go back and tell you what I had and where. Next time I'll write these down more and be more prepared for this stuff. So I apologize in advance. Kind of think KD should have been third team.
KD was, when I did my picks, KD was my last guy on the second team ahead of Brunson. And I said if Luka wasn't eligible, then I would move Brunson up to the second team.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think none of these are picks that you can argue too vociferously against. Like all of these guys are incredible. I think Brunson second team is totally legit with Maxey and Murray on third team. Like I think
I
you're
don't.
splitting hairs between a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I don't mind the Brunson on second team, Maxey Murray on third team. I maybe would have put Maxey in second team and Durant third team. I hope that's what my thing says. Kind of again, forgot. But let's go third team. Maxey, Jamal Murray, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Duren, Chet Holmgren. I mean, yeah, because again, this is a regular season thing. Like the Duren stuff,
Right.
everybody's going to hone in on Jalen Duren and the way his playoff performance was. And yeah, it was really bad. It was absolutely awful.
Jalen Johnson wasn't much better, by the way.
No.
But he was awesome during the regular season.
Yeah, but both these guys earned it in the regular season. It being a regular season award is the most important thing, kind of when you look at this and remember this stuff. It's pretty interesting. I like seeing like the votes. Like Jaylen Brown on second team had 44 first team votes. Kawhi had 4. Donovan Mitchell had 2. It's interesting when you kind of see. I like to see where that sort of shook out. Interesting enough with Jalen Brunson, 49 second team votes, 50 third place votes, but because it's weighted
Right.
and it's by a point system, he ends up in the second team. But just thought it was interesting.
So he was on 99 ballots. That's interesting for a guy who didn't make first team.
Yeah. So just kind of interesting with some of that stuff.
This is going to shock you, but the Raptors fans are not happy that Scotty Barnes didn't make it.
Raptors fans are aggrieved. That's never happened.
I mean, I had Scotty Barnes as so I had karl-Anthony Towns as my last guy on the team when I did my picks, which again, if Cade had been eligible, then Towns would have been the first guy off. But Barnes was the first guy off when I did my picks. And I said if Luka wasn't eligible, then I would have Barnes on. So he's a borderline all NBA guy. You could easily have put him on third team. I think that the fact that he didn't get very many votes is interesting. But
yeah,
if you're one of the 20 best players in the league, that's really good.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of there with that. I think, so just so everybody knows, the last 5 out, Denny Advia, karl-Anthony Towns, Scotty Barnes, James Harden, Alperen Şengün. Right? After that, it gets into the LaMelo, Castle, Bam, White, Flag getting a vote. Brandon Ingram, Evan Mobley. All right, the last 3 I have.
Did you say Brandon Ingram?
Yeah. That's a Raptors fan. Got 1 vote for third team, so he ends up on that. That's a Raptors fan. All in all, I don't think there's an actual issue with the list. I don't feel like this guy got snubbed or whatever. I know Raptors fans feel like Barnes did. And I thought Barnes was great this season. I think he kind of proved, to everybody that he can really carry a team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also this has been a phenomenal year. Who are you taking off the list? That's one of
Anthony Edwards on the list either because he missed.
He was ineligible. It was ineligible, which was bullshit because they were like, we're going to let Luka and Cade in, but we're going to draw the line at Ant was their reasoning there.
Let me ask you this, actually. Obviously, these don't include playoff performance, but based on the playoffs, what would you change?
I mean, obviously, Duren's got to go.
Yeah.
I think actually I would probably take KD's out because he was injured the whole time for most of it in that first round.
But you'd take him off the full season list just because he was injured?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't good. Even when he came back, he wasn't good.
But you still got to include the regular season. I'm not saying what's your playoff all NBA team. I'm saying
I agree with you
based on what we've additionally seen.
But Jared, I just told you I would have had him on my third team.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's not like he would have been a guy I would have kept on. Maxey still stays.
Yeah.
Murray's borderline. Chet stays. I'm keeping Jalen Johnson in, even though he wasn't very good. But ultimately, it doesn't change much else. Like, does that mean there's an opportunity for like Stephon Castle to jump up through the playoffs with his performance?
I think Castle and Towns and Barnes.
Towns.
Because Barnes was really freaking good in that.
He was great.
Like he was
great.
But like those are the three guys that I would try to get on there.
Yeah, I think that's the three you have to look at. I think those are the three you have to kind of look at and say, like, if it includes playoffs, who are we looking at? It's those three guys, which is, I think, pretty impressive for the Spurs with Castle in his second season. I was gonna say Dylan Harper, but that'd been too much.
Castle tonight or last night, when you're listening to this, made me really regret having him as my 11th guy on all defense.
I put him in.
You did.
That I remember, because
he was the captain of the all Dubin team, though.
All Dubin team. I think we're really going to just sort of scratch the surface here with everything.
So good. I can't believe that they're going to have him, Harper, and Wemby for the next 10 years.
It's so insane. It's so insane. I want to do this before we go, and I want to tap into fan Jared Dubin.
Yeah.
Okay. If the Knicks win tomorrow,
yeah,
like your city's going to blow up.
Oh my God. It's already like on the verge of blowing up. It's insane out here.
I mean, I could sense it like all the way here in LA, like the bubblingness of like the New York city, like ready to just sort of explode with excitement.
Yeah. I mean, you can see all the videos of everybody everywhere. You can see everybody in road arenas going insane at this point.
That's great. Are they going to fly? They've done a good job traveling. Are they going to fly to Oklahoma City or San Antonio?
Yes. Okay. It's going to be cheaper to fly to those games and get tickets there, including your cost of travel and hotel, than it is going to be to go to a game in the Garden.
Yeah, I've already seen like the secondary market stuff being insane.
Because they're already selling tickets for San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and New York. They're selling them in each arena. Courtside seats are over $100,000 per ticket.
Yeah, I would expect that. Like the level of excitement within the city must be just palpable. Like I'm very curious. Like you got to take a
It's going to burn.
You got to take a walk. You got to take a walk, Jared. If they win tomorrow, you got to just take a walk, take a video, come bring it to the show. Let's have everybody look at it up on. Just post it separately on our YouTube, and just like
I'm in Brooklyn though. It's different. I'm like right near Barclays, so it's not like
I know. Like, I would also, by the way, hilarious that the Liberty are also playing tomorrow.
Oh, they are? I did not know that.
They are. So it's just kind of funny to me of like that game ain't nobody paying attention to.
No. Everybody except Aubrey Plaza will be paying attention to the Knicks because Aubrey's at like all the WNBA games.
Well, it's going to be fascinating. And how excited are you personally seeing this? I know it's the hat you wear every podcast. What's your level? Where are you at?
My excitement level is very high. It's also like my level of fandom is not any different. Like I'm still a massive Knicks fan, obviously. I'm just more able to like roll with the punches and keep things in perspective than when I was in my 20s and every game affected my mood for the rest of the week. But like, obviously I'm as excited as I've been in a very long time. Like this hasn't happened since, obviously it hasn't happened yet. They haven't been at this point with one game left to go to the NBA Finals since I was 12 years old. I had not yet become a man in the eyes of Jewish law and custom. So
I love it.
I just turned 39 and it might happen again. Like it's rare to see this. I know that, my dad saw it when he was in his teens in the 70s and then never saw it again until 1994, 21 years later. Like it's been 27 years since the last time I saw it now. I know how rare it is. So I'm extremely excited, and I'll be even more excited if they can wrap it up tomorrow/tonight. Well, now it's tonight because it's 12:01 a.m. If they can wrap it up tonight and get it done, I'll be even more excited.
All right. I think that's a great place to end it here. I'm hoping for the best for you, my friend. Also for me, because I really don't want a game 5 just to sort of rehash all this stuff and
Getting days
look
off right before the finals would be nice,
yeah,
multiple
night
days
off each in between would be great. And we can all have a chance to relax after the whatever Spurs Thunders cook up for us in a massively pivotal game 5. I think that'll do it for us. Thank you for listening or watching because we're on YouTube, the Double Dribble Podcast.
See y'all.